welcome to Cecil.tv, Cecil Weekly. I'm your host, Rob Chirnside, and it's the 30th of October, commonly known as Mischief Night. And Cecil.tv saw a lot of mischief this past weekend, including the parade in Elkton, the Chesapeake City Ghostwalk, and then we went and, on a more serious note, saw the drug take-back event in Elkton. Tonight, we have with us our special guest, Dr. Paul Katz from Chesapeake Wellness. Welcome, Dr. Katz.
Thank you, Rob. It's nice to be here.
So, Paul, may I call you Paul?
Sure, please do.
Paul, tell us a little bit about your practice, Chesapeake Wellness.
So Chesapeake Wellness Centers is a place where folks can come and get their family practice needs taken care of. But what makes us unique is that we treat substance use disorder, Rob, and we also treat mental health disorders all under one roof, which is where we're trying to grow in recognition of treating, as we well know, the substance use problem today. And we're currently in 2 locations, one down in Elkton on Main Street and out in Cecilton currently.
Right, I've seen you're where Lyons Pharmacy used to be, right next door.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I've seen the sign, I think, out front.
Absolutely.
So
we want Mary Beth back. We'd like to have that pharmacy back open.
Yeah, had good soup too.
Yeah.
So your practice is kind of holistic in that people who have substance abuse or mental health issues can receive maybe treatment for things that they might, due to those issues, have been neglecting.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have not met anybody in my practice over the 19 years I've been in Cecilton who had a substance use disorder, who had well-controlled diabetes or hypertension or other issues, physical issues. So usually when we treat somebody for their substance use and their mental health diagnosis, miraculously their diabetes improves, so does their blood pressure and other health issues.
Well, it makes sense. They start feeling better about themselves and
Absolutely.
taking care of themselves.
Absolutely.
So it goes without saying, I guess, that when you look at your patients, you don't label them really. You use what's the commonly accepted new language. Tell us a little bit about that. Okay,
so, you know, substance use disorder is the new language out of our, what we call the DSM-5 crazy book about diagnoses for psychiatric. And in order to destigmatize the whole idea of what addiction is about, we want to use the model biopsychosocial spiritual disease and describe addiction as a physical disease that affects the brain as an organ. And by definition, the addiction concept is, hey, I've got a need to do a certain behavior or take a certain chemical because it satisfies some need in me, and I know that it's dangerous for me, but I do it anyway. So that's a pretty broad-based idea of what addiction is. So if we approach the disease of addiction like we do diabetes, we find that it's much more effective in terms of acceptance about the person being treated as well as his family and the community that this person lives in. So, you know, in diabetes, for example, Rob, if somebody had diabetes, we teach them how to eat, how to exercise, how to take their medications, and how to have proper communications. Well, that's no different when we're treating a person with a substance use disorder.
Right, that makes sense. Behavioral stuff. Now,
behavioral stuff.
You also use medication to assist.
We sure do. Yeah, yeah. So the lingo today is medication-assisted treatment, but it isn't by itself the total treatment, of course. We use various chemicals available to decrease the craving for seeking the opioid or the other substance that they might be craving, so they have more energy to get engaged in the rest of their therapy.
That makes good sense.
I hope so. So
you were also, I'm going to change gears a little bit, at the drug take-back event this weekend.
That was a great event, wasn't it?
I heard it was. I was not there, but Cecil.tv was there. You tell us a little bit about what you saw.
All right, so this was a coming together of all the various resources in the community to get to meet each other and understand what role each of us play and how to kind of weave together a more collaborative approach to helping the folks who suffer from the disease of addiction. They also, it was Sunday, wasn't it? I believe it was Sunday or Saturday. Help me out, Sunday, I think. So, or Saturday, it was Saturday.
Saturday, is it? Yeah.
So the idea was, Grandma and Grandpa and Mom and Dad have a lot of drugs in their medicine cabinet. This is primarily where the youth get medications from Mom and Dad's cabinet. And so we wanted to have a way to provide drug drop-off boxes and then collect those substances to be further taken care of by the appropriate entities. So that was a major piece of this thing on Saturday. And I don't know how many pounds or tons of materials they got, but it was impressive. It was
a success, and I guess maybe doctors also learned not to prescribe so many drugs.
Sure. Well, that's a very important goal of, the American Society of Addiction Medicine, of which I'm a part of. We want to make sure that we put out to other physicians out there what is appropriate prescribing in the use of opioids, and how to make sure we're doing a good job looking at some of the quality measures of what is good prescribing practices, and what comes next. So, for example, every time I write a prescription for an opioid, the next thought that comes to my mind is, well, what's the plan for getting this person off their opioid? Right. That should be part and parcel to every provider out there today, nationally and certainly locally.
Good. That's a good plan. Well, this is such a deep and multifaceted topic, and affects so many people and so many families in Cecil County and the world.
Right.
We talked earlier, and you told us about the many different hats you wear and some of your topics that you would like to discuss. We're hoping you come back again.
I'd love to come back.
And viewers out there, if you have a question, you can ask Dr. Katz at Chesapeake Wellness Center.
That's correct.
Correct. Yeah. Or you could ask Dr. Katz at info@cecil.tv. That's our electronic contact. And that way we'll know some of the questions that viewers would like Dr. Katz to answer and deal with.
There's no question except the one that isn't asked, and we would really like to be able to fill those questions. I can't really give you all medical advice on an individual basis, but any question that comes to mind to deal with either yourself having a substance use disorder, or a family member or a friend, or maybe you're an employer that has an employee who has a substance use disorder, we'd like to facilitate giving the knowledge base to the folks so we can help them and also improve our own situation that way also, whether role we're playing as a family member or spouse or a child of an addicted person, etc.
Well, it's a county-wide, worldwide problem.
It certainly is. So maybe I could just throw out one piece of information. I want people to understand that we are really playing very serious issue here. We lost actually 8 people in Cecil County to the use of heroin. 6 of them heroin mixed with this narcotic called fentanyl. And 2 individuals died because of cocaine mixed with fentanyl. And those were deaths that didn't have to happen.
No.
A waste of good potential young men and women. And we hope to maybe be able to cut into that, working together with one another to improve, the quality of life that we are all wanting to achieve.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank
you
for
for
Rob.
being with us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Right here in downtown, though. I think I see my cousin Frank over there.
I heard him say in a voice so gruff,
I wouldn't need you 'cause you're so tough.
was a one-eyed, one-horned, blind, purple people eater. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
traipse around in their costumes, and maybe even snag a candy bar or two for yourself. No thanks. And yes, I will admit, her brother is
Over 11 years.
Nearly 9.
Oh, I'm talking billable hours here. That this firm has worked to unravel and settle that estate.
The businesses, the investments, the real estate LLCs and limited partnerships, and Franklin's inheritance from his father. It's been a nightmare.
And now, Cecil County and the world. Welcome my good friend Herb Connor from the Kalmar Nyckel Foundation. Herb,
Rob,
welcome
good
to
to be here.
Cecil.tv.
Thank you.
So the Kalmar Nyckel is
The
a
tall
boat,
ship of Delaware. Yep. We have 146-foot, fully sparred length, 300-ton vessel, and I brought along a picture
Looks
so you
something
could
like
show
this.
folks. Looks rather like that, except in more three-dimensional when you get there. But yeah, she's three-masted, square-rigged, 8 sails, 6 working cannon that we have a lot of fun with, firing salutes. And so we sail from the waters off Maine all the way down to the Carolina Capes. We've been regular visitors at Baltimore and Annapolis and Norfolk, Chesapeake City, Cape Charles City. So we have a lot of fun with the ship. We have an all-volunteer crew. Our 2 captains are both wonderful ladies, and we have about 300 active crew because we sail all through the spring and summer and fall from April to November. And that, since people have lives, means that we do our crewing typically a week at a time. We do day sails, we take people out. If anybody'd like to come out on a day sail and realize that what they really want to do is join the crew of the ship, then you're either going to have to take the crew training in Wilmington, Delaware, check kalmarnyckel.org or just Google the Tall Ship of Delaware and you'll find us. Or in the summer, you can take the crew training at Lewis down by the beach, if you don't mind being down by the outlet shops and stuff, and have a great time taking it there, because we are actually doing day sails during that training. So you get some hands-on experience.
So much of the time, the Kalmar Nyckel is in Wilmington, and it's something that, like a museum people can go to. Is that correct?
Well, we now have this. We didn't start this way. We started with just the ship, but a few years ago we finished the Copeland Education Center, which is also our business office, at the Wilmington 7th Street location, just down the road from Old Swedes Church. The ship is a recreation of sort of the Mayflower of Delaware, or the Maryland Dove, if you want to think of it that way, the ships that were the original colonizing ships in the New World. And my other fun in the summer these days is that I'm an interpreter at the Fort Christina National Historical Site in Wilmington, which is where and some of your viewers might not know, Swedish colony in the United States was founded in 1638. And there's a whole story to tell about that, and you can see the original Wilmington Blue Rocks, for whom our minor league baseball team is named,
How about that?
at Fort Christina Park, right next door to the Kalmar Nyckel Foundation location and the education center that we have there. We have a fantastic collection of model ships. It's probably, in my view, the second best in the United States behind the Naval Academy.
Wow.
And we've got some really, really neat stuff there. We do a lot of taking out school groups, scout groups, all sorts of things. And we also do parties, weddings, any kind of thing you could imagine along those lines. We have a lot of fun.
And you're about 45 minutes from Cecil County by road.
Yes.
And if you think about it, if you go down the Christina River, down the Delaware River, take a hard right in the C&D Canal, maybe stop at Schaefer's.
Oh, we park at Schaefer's from time to time, and folks coming by for a dinner get quite a treat with us parked right there, because we're a lot taller than Schaefer's.
You're going that way soon to Chestertown?
Yeah, we're going down to Chestertown in a couple of weeks, I guess.
Now, what's that event?
They have actually we excuse me, I said that wrong. In a couple of days, Chestertown is the home of another of our friendly tall ships, and they do a downrig party, and they typically get 5 or 6 tall ships down there for the weekend for their downrig party. And I would have to refer you to Chestertown Downrig and to find out the dates on that. I don't happen to have them with me. But that's a very fun event, and several of the ships are doing day sales during that. So I don't want to shy you away from coming and visiting us in Wilmington or Baltimore or one of the other places. But the Seatown Downrig, that's a fun one.
And you'll be partying and singing sea shanties and all that kind of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, that's what we do. I mean, there's also a lot of hard work in maintaining a wooden ship. I won't deny that for a second, but we've sailed all over the place. I got to the incredible experience of being in Baltimore for the exact 200th anniversary of Fort McHenry and the Star-Spangled Banner. I led the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner on the ship that morning.
I'm going to show our viewers the Kalmar Nyckel again. You have a lot of options, folks. You could go to see her in Wilmington or downrigging in Chestertown.
Mm-hmm.
And you might see her at Schaefer's Canal House.
Yep, and if there are festivals, which there regularly are around the Chesapeake Bay, sometimes we also stop down at Solomon's. They do battle recreations down there for the Battle of St. Leonard's Creek. Then there's plenty of opportunity to see the ship, to do deck tours, take a day sail. I would by all means encourage viewers who are interested to look us up, find us. If you go on the website, there's a full schedule through the season of what to do. And if you know somebody that wants to run off to sea and say, "Arr," a lot, and be a pirate and talk rough and stuff, then by all means, we actually really do this stuff. And it is a whole lot of fun.
That sounds great. Now, rumor has it you might be bringing our inner pirate out tonight.
I think I might be able to find some inner pirate.
Let's get on with the music, shall we?
Or let's do it. Sea shanties are a tradition of work songs and songs about the sea and songs about love lost and songs about going into port and having some fun that go back into ancient history. But one of the things that came to my attention when I started studying them is that there were no politically correct sea shanties. So I wrote one. And I'm now going to do for you one I call Tea and Cookies. Oh, we're sailing on the sea of diversity, where everything is politically correct. And we'll make it into port if we've luck of any sort, and we don't get the whole ship wrecked. All hands to taking sail, 'cause yonder comes the gale, and please be so kind as to pull a little harder. But if you're feeling tired, I'm sure the storm will wait, while we all have tea and cookies from the larder. Oh, we never talk of rank, and we never give a spank, 'cause everyone is equal on our vessel. Not of pleasure do we dream, no, we treasure self-esteem, 'cause we understand that everyone is special. All hands to taking sail, 'cause yonder comes the gale, and please be so kind as to pull a little harder. But if you're feeling tired, I'm sure the storm will wait, while we all have tea and cookies from the larder. Oh, we never smoke or drink, 'cause the one will make you stink, and the other one will make your head quite groggy. And we tell our jokes with care, to offend we would not dare. Like, what do you mean we, Kemosabe? All hands to taking sail, 'cause yonder comes the gale, and please be so kind as to pull a little harder. If you're feeling tired, I'm sure the storm will wait, while we all have tea and cookies from the larder. Oh, we welcome every one of you to join in our fun. We don't care about your race or your religion. And if you're a little odd, we'll still give you the nod, 'cause we don't care what you're doing with that pigeon. All hands to taking sail, 'cause yonder comes the gale, and please be so kind as to pull a little harder. If you're feeling tired, I'm sure the storm will wait, while we all have tea and cookies from the larder. If you're differently enabled, you can still join in the fun. We found that every problem is addressable.
In a bosun's chair we can swing you here to there, and our keel hauling's wheelchair accessible. All hands to taking sail, 'cause yonder comes the gale. And please be so kind as to pull a little harder. If you're feeling tired, I'm sure the storm will wait, while we all have tea and cookies from the larder. Oh, we long for the day when all crew persons play, and nobody ever fires a weapon. But if the ship should sink, it's not our blame, we'll think. It's nobody's fault, stuff happens. All hands to taking sail, 'cause yonder comes the gale. And please be so kind as to pull a little hard. But if you're feeling pooped, I'm sure the storm will wait, while you all have tea and cookies from the larder. Yes, if you're feeling pooped, I'm sure the storm will wait, while we all have tea and cookies from the larder. All right.
That's great.
Okay, let's see. A while back, quite a while back now, I wrote a song about freedom. And this song is, in spite of what it may sound like as it rolls by, about how freedom is never gone. I hope none of you out there feel like you're losing freedom or have lost some or whatever, but I assure you the freedom's out there. You just have to go find it. Starburst in the eastern sky, and the day gets brighter as the sun gets high. The rooster crows and the babies fly, and they people hit the streets, rub the sleep out of their eyes. Freedom, it ain't never gonna come my way. I say, freedom, it ain't never gonna come my, won't you come my way? Daylight shining down on the land, and they'll be cycling in the stops, and they'll be lying in the sand, delighting in a sleight of hand, and they'll be thinking how the night'll bring the drinking and the band. Now freedom, it ain't never gonna come my way. I say, yeah, freedom, it ain't never gonna come my, but won't you come my way? And the work day is through, we'll be forgetting all those things we thought we still had left to do. Starlight's gone, but the stars light new, and we'll be reaching for a peach and trying to keep it close to you. Freedom, it ain't never gonna come my way. I say, freedom, it ain't never gonna come my, won't you come my way? Time ago when the dragon was asleep, and the dwelling of the elves was safer than the keep. Time away and it won't be long. You change the beat or change the music, you never change the song. Moonlight shining down on me, and I'll be rolling in my moonshining fantasy. The hoot owls are hooting in the old elm tree. If tomorrow never happens, today already be. Freedom, it ain't never gonna come my way. I say, freedom, it ain't never gonna come my, won't you come my way? And won't you come my way? Come on, come my way. Won't you come over here my way? Won't you come my way? Freedom, it ain't never gonna come my way. I say, tell you, freedom, it ain't never gonna come my, oh, won't you come my way?
All right.